Everybody in the club getting keeps. Did y'all know that over 50 million men suffer from male pattern baldness? Sometimes when you're looking in the mirror, you notice the hairline is getting a little bit back there, and it's getting a little thinner up there as well. Well, with Keeps, you don't have to be part of those 50 million dudes. Thanks to Keeps, it has never been more convenient to keep your hair. They've got virtual doctor consultations and medication delivered straight to your door every 3 months. You don't gotta leave your house. Rest assured, if you've got any concerns or questions, because Keeps has 24/7 care and support to support you in keeping and maintaining your hair. It's also a low cost, where treatments start at $10 per month, and Keeps offers generic versions of the 2 FDA-approved medications to prevent hair loss. Prevention is key here, folks, and treatments can take 4 to 6 months to see the results. So why not start now? If you're ready to take action and prevent hair loss, go to keeps.com/bomb to receive your first month of treatment for free. That's keeps.com/bomb to get your first month for free. keeps.com/bomb. Keeps. Hey, everybody, it's Tuesday, October the 4th, 2022. I never know how to say this year right. It just doesn't roll off the tongue.
2022.
2022? Okay.
2022.
2022. Okay, off the top of y'all's heads. Joining me today, I'm your host, Jay Choa, as always, co-captain of the ship, Jeff Grubb. This week, we got Dan Reichert.
Hi. Hello.
Hey, hello. And last but never least, editor extraordinaire, Jess O'Brien.
Oh, thank you. That's me.
That's you. All right. To the best of everyone's ability, what do you think the Roman numerals is for 2022?
Oh, fuck.
Okay, so L is 50, right? So we got to get a lot of L's in there.
Because
there's
there's like adding and stuff. WrestleManias were like in Super Bowls.
WrestleMania.
No, we're not at L yet with WrestleMania.
MMXXII.
Wait, what's an M?
MMXXII.
M is 1,000. So I think it's
It's
M
1,000.
what's
XXII.
the
Yeah, because all those movies
no,
with like
no,
MLM.
XXII.
MLM.
Yeah.
Buy
Yeah.
this product with me and then sell it to your friends.
Right.
Grub, what did you
is it?
say? You said MM.
I said MMXXII.
You're right.
Whoa. Yeah, baby.
There we go.
Nice.
Mr. Numbers
Yeah,
here.
baby.
Look at that.
Now
Are
that's
you
one.
Roman?
I'm Roman. That's it. Yes.
Oh.
Hey, acknowledge me. Sorry.
I will.
Head of the
I will
table,
always.
Jeff Grubb.
The head of the table.
Table. He is the
I
table.
respect Sami Zayn, so yes.
Yes. We're all honorary ooses here. No one on staff is Samoan, but I'm gonna go ahead and be comfortable saying we're all honorary ooses, right, Oos?
Yeah. Oos.
This is a special Bombcast today. We're actually all traveling right now to
That's true.
I was gonna say sunny New York, but the concrete jungle where dreams are made of. Alicia Keys once told me that. For the Great Giant Bombathon. If you're listening to this on Tuesday, this will be tomorrow, October 5th, starting 12 p.m. Eastern Time. I don't know where that. I'm not going to convert the time zones for you there. Just got to look it up for yourself, buddy. Just follow us on Twitch. We'll be streaming from 12 p.m. till who knows? Who knows?
Into the night.
Into the night.
Sure. I'm on a plane right now. I brought the green screen, so it's one of those collapsible ones.
Wow. On
Really good noise canceling mic. They let me set up the whole mic arm and
the
everything.
whole thing. Yeah. You're not even.
Yeah.
You're still in an economy too, right? Like.
No, I
It's
got one of those
economy
fun pod
business.
things. I desperately want. Have you heard about these new pod things where you get to, there's a door,
Yes.
and you can close a door?
Mhm.
I want that so fucking bad. I want to fly somewhere with the door and a little desk and stuff. Like that is like my life goal right now.
A little
I
desk.
wanted to upgrade so bad just for the
I was
one flight.
I was about to upgrade, but there was no desk. There was no pod. So I'm like, fuck this.
Is first class still? Do you still get free drinks in first class?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, that's true. Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
I've only done it a couple times.
Business
Back when I was
class
flying
too,
a
I
lot and I'd
think.
get upgraded.
Business
sometimes.
class
Business
too?
class, you get free drinks.
I think so. Yeah.
I think so, yeah.
Oh.
I think isn't business class above first class? Listen, we're all high rollers here. We can't even keep track of this ourselves, right?
really
We have
want-
our people book this for us. But I think when they do that for me, business is above first class, I think.
What I really want is so like you know those like Japanese capsule hotels where they're all like they're in these little like you know horizontal coffins basically.
Yeah.
But why can't that be on a plane? You can pack so many people and you can sleep on the plane.
I would like that.
Totally.
Yeah, and when it's time to get off,
And
like you don't even have to stand up. It's like a conveyor belt, and it just like rolls you out. Like just starts rolling you away.
People.
There is something about the idea. I think the door, like for me as an anxious flyer, you know, I think part of the worry is like, you know, you're kind of locked in there, and like when you're taking off, you can't get up, you can't go anywhere, and like when you're having like panic, and I've had panic attacks on planes, you don't want people to see you like clearly like having a tough time and everything. And the idea of just having a little cocoon. Just a little thing where I'll shut the door, I'll turn off the lights, I'll put on a sleep mask and just fucking, oh man, that just sounds like the most comforting thing in the world.
I had a bad couple of years where I was getting really bad bloody noses all the time. And the 3 places that they happened that were the most embarrassing, 2 of them were on planes and 1 was on a bus, where it's just like all of a sudden bloody nose, and I'm sitting next to one, and I remember like bloody nose, and it happened. I'm like trying to get a tissue while keeping a low profile. And the guy next to me was like, well, fuck this. And he like ran away and he got another seat. So I got to sit by myself the whole flight. But so yeah, I would like a pod so I could bleed in peace.
You were getting too excited on the plane is what it was, right?
Exactly.
You were reading
Yeah,
your H mangas on the plane.
Exactly.
Got a bleeder.
I got
so
puked on a plane once.
You got
by a
puked
kid?
on.
By a kid,
Right?
right?
By a lady behind me. It went through the seat and got on my shoulder.
Oh, fuck that, man. That sucks.
Yeah, it's a good time.
I think
Good
the last
times.
I've lived my life so hard trying to avoid getting puked on. Like that is like my number one priority is to not get puked
You
on.
have kids.
Then
Now
why
you
did
get
you
puked
have
on like
kids?
40
And
times
then
a
I had
day.
kids, and that went out the window. Yeah.
God,
one.
last flight I was on, not the return flight, but the flight to Los Angeles for Summer Game Fest. I don't know why, but my partner was like, oh, it's going to be an easy flight. We don't have to show up too early. It was mostly because she didn't want to wake up and drop me off super early. So we get there. Of course, TSA is taking super long. And then my flight is already boarding while I'm still in line at TSA. And then my gate is on the opposite side of the airport. I have to run over there. I'm carrying all this camera gear. I've never had 100 plus people all stare at me and be so upset with me afterwards.
Wait, do you have pre-check?
I do not have pre-check. I should get pre-check.
Pre-check. It's a godsend. I just re-upped it. I've had it the last 5 years. It is a godsend. The amount of times I have been like, there's been a huge line and you just skate right past it. It is the best feeling in the world.
Oh, man.
$85 for 5 years.
How long does that approval process take? Could I just do that now?
I walked into a place and they were like, "Are you a terrorist?" And I said, "No." And they said, "Okay, we'll send you an email."
Oh man, because the thing is, I always get stopped at security. I always get stopped, and they always Jess. They always swap my hands and everything. I'm gonna try and travel with not that much gear so I don't get stopped. But God, who knows? This is going to be a different type of Bombcast. We're probably not going to talk about that many games, if at all. No game news. Right, Grub? Did you have any news you wanted to really talk about?
I mean, no. Listen, we really covered it on Game Mess Mornings. If you're super interested, we covered it all there. All that stuff. I would just be repeating myself. I just recorded that, so I'd rather not, actually.
Yeah, I guess the big news is we got acquired. We and GameSpot and the other homies, I believe TV Guide, GameFAQs as well, got acquired by Fandom. And, you know, we can tell you as much as we want to that everything's good and everything's fine, but that is not going to stop any type of internet scuttlebutt. Just know, across the board, vibes are good. Everyone is coming across. And we get to keep all this stuff. It's all good in the hood.
I think it's neat.
Yeah.
Internally, like I think people get really nervous anytime there's anything like this that happens. But even like kind of people I would expect to be, you know, kind of more freaking out about stuff. Everyone internally last week was like really positive, and like after meeting with people and everything at the new company, it's been real good so far. So yeah, we're good here.
Yeah. No need. I say this to everyone. Don't trip, chocolate chip. It's all gravy. It's all gravy. Not anything major. Don't freak out. But of course, people are still going to freak out regardless. How do y'all feel about answering some emails? Or y'all got
I love that.
You guys want to talk about anything? You guys watching anything? I don't know.
Wrestling. All right, here we go. It's a Power Bombcast. Jess, you ready to go? Here we go, everyone. How about
Surprise, Jess.
Extreme Rules is coming up. Jess, what are you looking forward to? You got that ladder match? You on Team Byeeeee?
I'm looking forward to finishing this delicious cinnamon bun I've been stealthily eating.
Ooh.
Oh.
Nice.
Okay. All right.
You go on and on about this shit.
Cinnamon rolls. All right. I got questions here.
Yeah. Okay.
Do y'all prefer them to be warmed up or just like room temp?
Yes.
I prefer them warmed up, but I'm a heinous animal, so I'll eat them cold and like tough if I have to.
The best ones
That's what it takes
ever
to
are
get
back.
that icing inside me. Yes.
Back when McDonald's had the big ones that came in kind of the flip up.
Oh
the
my
white packaging
God.
thing. They were warm, they were gooey, and as you got to the middle, I know this is kind of a cinnamon roll thing, but as you get to the middle, it just kind of gets more what's it, dense, like the flavor is just more concentrated, and that last bite where you just put the fork in the tiny little middle part, it's just the fucking best.
Oh, man.
But then they switched to these tiny
The best food
Cenobite
gets
things where
more
there's like four
dense
of them.
in flavor as you keep eating it. You're right. That's so true.
Yes, no, the
The
McDonald's
center
ones
of
are
the
best.
cinnamon bun is like one of my top 10 foods of all time.
Yeah.
Second follow-up
Specifically the
question here.
center.
Follow-up question here. I notice I say cinnamon roll. Jessica, you say cinnamon bun. This is
I
the
do
same
say
thing, right?
bun. I think
Roll.
they are
I think
the
they're
same thing. They're technically
they could-
rolls, though.
I think they're talking about the same
They
thing, but
are
I say roll.
rolled.
Yeah.
Okay.
They are physically rolled.
I'll accept both.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
I
Yeah.
feel like people get what I say when I say cinnamon bun.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
not
totally.
confused.
I think it's just a bun, right? Because those are the things that people talk about when they're talking about like hair buns a little bit, right? Like, oh, Leia's got cinnamon roll buns on her
buns
side of her head,
aren't
right?
rolled up. Pork buns are just like a little, like a Dragon Ball slime, not Dragon Ball, Dragon, whatever that RPG is. The slime.
Oh,
Dragon
okay.
Quest, right? Yeah.
Dragon Quest. Yeah, that's
Dragon,
like a bun.
Dragon Quest slime.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then
Yeah.
hot dog bun, that's not
Oh, that's not. Yeah,
And
that's not
bao
buns.
at all. No.
bao buns.
That's just bread. That's just bread. At a certain point, I think
Hamburger
bun just
buns.
means bread
Yeah,
in a
yeah.
way.
But I'm not gonna have like a peanut butter bun.
You
I'm
could.
gonna have peanut butter sandwich.
You could.
What's
have
the
a you
distinction
could make
between
a
a
peanut
sandwich?
butter bun.
Yeah, but if you
Does a
made
bun have
bread
to be
with peanut
closed?
butter, you
Like,
could
if
call
I
that a
pinched
peanut
off
butter
it-
bun.
It might.
I think if it was like a Smucker's Uncrustable situation, if I could like make the peanut butter inside, because like a sandwich you can take off the top. I think a bun has to be kind of like pinched off on.
It has like a clamshell effect, right? Like
Exactly,
that's in my head. Is an uncrustable just? Excuse my language here. A white people dumpling?
Yes. Yeah, I guess that's the way to put it.
Yeah.
Actually,
Like
I
children
like dumplings
dumpling.
a lot, dude.
Yeah.
Dumplings are really good. It turns out.
Oh man,
I
had
missed that about. I rarely say I missed something about San Francisco, but that dumpling place out in the Sunset where I lived was.
it's still really good, Dan. It's still
dumpling?
unbeatable.
Oh,
Oh my god, I still go there. It's so good. All right, first email comes from Twitter actually. From Ohm says, "What's the best thing on toast?"
Peanut butter.
Nutella.
Never tried that.
My
Egg.
kids, one of their favorite treats is Nutella toast. I ask for it all the time. They don't get it all the time. I have it all the time. It's delicious.
I think egg yolk. I got turned on to dipping my toast in egg yolk.
Blah.
And
Yeah,
it's
of course,
fucking-
that's
you
great. I
tried
forget.
it, Dan, and you liked it. I saw the stream.
When?
You did a stream.
Oh, Bonk made it for me, right?
Yeah,
Dan cycle.
where
I
Dan
like
cycle.
I remember.
I
I remember this.
My brain's telling
You
me I
liked it.
don't.
So somebody told you to dip your pizza crust,
Yeah.
in the egg yolk, and you were
Oh,
like,
right.
"This is good. What the fuck? This is good." And I
we
was
can't
cheering.
trust Dan's brain. What can
I was
we trust
cheering
here?
for you.
That
Honestly.
doesn't sound right at all. Yeah.
You liked it, and I was happy for you. That's why. I
Yeah, that's
remember
one of my
this.
favorite things for forever is getting a breakfast thing from like Denny's and making sure I get toast with my runny
Yeah.
eggs, and then as I'm eating the eggs, it's all over the plate, and you just go in there with the toast and clean up.
I waste the hell out of the whites of those eggs, man. I asked for sunny side up, and I only eat the freaking yolks because
you only eat the yolks. Interesting. Okay.
But if it's scrambled or something like that, I eat the whole thing, obviously. But like, I don't like egg whites, and the texture's weird. And if I'm getting
Interesting.
sunny side
Part
up, it's
that's
because
weird about the yolk.
The yolk is nice. It's
The
different
yolk, it's
texture.
nice and
Yolk's the weird
custardy.
part.
No.
Yolk's You say it's mustardy?
No, custardy. Custardy.
Oh, also gross. Okay.
Okay. Fair
Question
enough.
about Nutella. Question about Nutella.
Yes.
I feel like
Shoot.
Nutella is frequently, like, you find it like among other spreads and things. It's something that you talk about putting on toast and things like that. So I don't feel like it's talked about like a candy, but when I look at it and when I taste it, it just seems like chocolate. So it's like, is there something that makes it, like, ingredient wise, that makes it not just a candy, or is it just like chocolate you can put on bread?
It's hazelnut spread.
Yeah,
so it's
but it's a sugary hazelnut spread, right? It's mostly cultural. The difference, I think, there is like
it's probably sugary, right?
Oh,
yeah, it's kind of
Nutella's heavy in sugar.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay. So it's like candy.
Yeah,
it's not good for
so
you.
is jelly. Jelly's practically candy too. Peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, that's like a candy sandwich.
Exactly.
But like, peanut butter's kind of good for you. Peanut butter's got protein. Peanut butter.
Yeah, but
sugar
hazelnut's got some protein, but they're both mostly just sugar.
Dan,
I say this as somebody who
sugar
has,
too?
It does have a lot of sugar.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay.
Pretty much, if it tastes good, it either has a lot of fat in it or a lot of sugar in it.
Let me put you on something, Dan, if you're interested. PB powder, you still get the taste of peanut butter, but you don't get all of the fats, the bad fats, and like the sugars of yes.
Yeah, I think Bonk messes around
sprinkle
with
it?
that, and I've been intrigued.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a concentrate, so you get the peanut flavor, the peanut buttery flavor of it.
Would that be good on popcorn?
Yeah.
Ooh,
Yeah.
I've never thought about a peanut butter popcorn.
I'm thinking about the powder. On
Yeah. You might have to go sparing with it, with the
Okay.
PB powder. Like a little bit should go a long way, I believe.
My
PB
whole
powder
strategy with
is-
popcorn is you take the I can't believe it's not butter spray, and you like put half the fucking bottle on the popcorn, and shake it up and do it, and then any powder you put on there, whether it's like a buffalo ranch powder or just salt or more cheese powder or whatever, it all sticks to it so well. So that's my trick.
Okay.
That sounds like a moist popcorn to me.
My partner used to do this.
For that.
You know how some movie theaters they have the butter dispenser, right?
Oh yeah.
But you only ever cover the top layer. What she used to do, she would get a straw, put the straw halfway through the popcorn container, and then the butter would go down the straw, and then she'd pull the straw out so it disperses through.
Sure.
She's a broken
Typically,
person.
when I worked at the movie theater, they would have
Got yourself a
people
smart lady
request
there,
like,
Jen.
"Oh, can you fill it halfway?" And then they butter it up, and then we'd fill it the other halfway. So yeah, some people had their methods for that for sure.
Okay.
Although here's the thing, if I get the giant tub of popcorn, I want like to put like a pint of butter on it. But if you put it all over the top with the intention of like I want this to be enough for the whole tub. What I usually find is by the time you get to the end, you've got like 2 inches of standing butter at the end that you dip in your hands. I like to avoid that. And sometimes it's so much, it'll actually go through the cardboard of the tub, which shouldn't be possible. But yeah, it'll be sitting in your lap, your lap's all
which
wet.
feels like I feel like we need like a label over this section of the podcast where we know it's not actually butter, it's just artificial flavoring and stuff like that. We just keep using that word.
It's fine. It's butter.
It's
butter.
But butter taste.
Dan, I want to come to your defense for something you caught flack on a couple of years ago.
Thank you.
Of finding like the popcorn tub with the free refill, right?
Of course. It's smart.
I used to do that shit all the time.
You hear that, people? I've been getting shit for that for years. Jan's smart too.
Tell me, let's I don't remember this.
Okay.
So for people that don't, let's go over it.
Dan,
all right, here's the strategy. It's brilliant. It's worked every time, and it's not gross. Here we go. So,
I love
I
when
used to
Glenn
work
said
at
it
movie
goes
theater. I was
like
a
that.
supervisor for AMC for 3 or 4 years, and trust me, I know movie theaters, and I know this isn't gross. So, if you get, I don't know if this is still their policy. I haven't seen too many movies in theaters lately. So, if you get the large tub, the big tub, you get a free refill with it. And which is kind of crazy because it's already such a giant thing of popcorn. That's a lot of popcorn, but you can get a free refill anyway. So let's say you want some popcorn at an AMC or any other theater that does the free refill thing. You just go to the trash can. There's a billion trash cans in every movie theater. It can be the one that's your theater. You can be the one that's out in the lobby, wherever. As
let
long
him
as
finish,
no
Jess.
one's
I see your face. I see your face here.
I think it's best to when you first go into your theater and there's the 2 trash can things right there. Just peek in there. Here's if you really want to get good with it. A lot of times they will leave the tub. They won't even throw it in the trash, so it's just sitting on the edge. And so what you do is you grab the tub.
Yeah, we got it. Yeah.
You dump the kernels or whatever's in there. You dump it out. If you need to, you take it into the bathroom, take a paper towel, wet it, and just give it a nice little clean around there. And then you go up to the concession stand and say, "Free popcorn, please." And then they give you a giant free tub of popcorn.
Bathroom?
I've done that before.
You brought a
I do that more with the sodas. The sodas,
garbage
some people don't like.
into
That's more
the
sodas.
bathroom to clean it.
I have done.
And then used it to eat food out of again.
Dan, do not
saving like $10. Yes, yeah, you're saving like $10.
And that is the delicious
it's not
part.
Worth it.
No.
Yes,
no.
It is.
I approve this strategy. I think this is fine. This is
what if someone
I was right all along. History proved me right. Here we go.
Someone pissed in there.
What if someone pissed in that bucket?
Who's pissing in the popcorn?
I don't know, Dan. Who
Don't piss in my popcorn. It's a famous saying. Everyone abides.
I've cleaned up vomit. I've cleaned up a lot of stuff from theaters. I've never seen piss.
There you go.
Have you seen vomit in the?
Well, don't get that bucket.
I wouldn't choose that tub.
Yeah,
I wouldn't choose
that
tub.
Choose that tub. Okay.
I choose one that look like. Oh, it looks like popcorn.
Beggars
There's some
can't be
kernels in here.
choosers.
You can spot from a long way away. Like, that is a very unsullied popcorn thing. They just dumped out the popcorn and they set it on the ground because it was too full. The track was too full.
You're fine.
And the thing is, at some movie theaters, they'll be like, "Oh, do you just want a new bag?" Because sometimes the bucket will be soggy, and then there you go. Yeah. You don't even need to worry about washing it out.
You're gonna bank on that happening?
That happens like 99% of the time.
Yeah, I don't think the back of the movie theater is like some like clean room where all of those bins just sitting there on top of one another are like pristine and perfect. Like, in general, they're just kind of have a layer of dirt on them, like from being existing in the world.
Yes.
Whatever, a little bit more human dirt on it. Whatever.
We had mice in the popcorn kernels. We had spiders making webs inside the ketchup dispensers.
If you start thinking about it too much, you're going to be your place. Don't think about it at all and just save money.
Oh, at McDonald's, we had a guy who would like proudly whack off and then touch all the fries. Like, shit's gross everywhere. Absolutely.
Proudly whack off.
Yeah, we'd come back and be like, I just whacked off, and then like rub his hands on the fries.
All right.
What if it was that guy's popcorn container that you picked up? You wouldn't be able to tell that he just whacked off.
From McDonald's in 1998. It's not his popcorn.
What if it's one of those guys who's whacking off?
I think the strategy is right, though. Not just those saving money. Shit's gross everywhere is how you have to think. Like, gross everywhere. Oh well.
Things that stop things from being as gross, like getting a new one for $10.
See, but the thing is, all right. I've been doing this since I was in high school, and I've saved so much money because of it.
Grow out of it.
And then I introduced my partner to this, who is a very smart lady. She's incredibly smarter than me, and she was like, "This is a fucking bright idea. How come I've never done this before?"
Yeah.
There you go.
Okay. Listen, the same thing can be done for the large drinks, free refills. You're not doing that, right?
No.
I have done that.
Okay, well,
here we go. All right, so there you go. There's the well, you get a fresh straw. And a fresh lid, right? Okay, never mind. I'm on board. I'm back on board.
Next time.
All right. Next email comes. Next email comes. This is a little bit more serious here. And Grub, you can skip over this if you don't want. I forget. I didn't copy down the name, but at Jeff Grubb, what's going on with 343 Industries? Any info as to why they're such? All right. Well, next tweet then.
Wait, just real quick. Hey, they seem like they're a mess because it's really hard to hire people to come work on a proprietary engine for a game. That's why they might be moving to Unreal. It seems like it's just really hard to hire up a bunch of people to be like, hey, come learn our weird thing that you're not going to be able to use anywhere else. It just sounds like a difficult thing. It turns out it has been difficult, so they are struggling to get content out. Once Forge comes out, we'll see if that changes, but for now, they are just in a place where it's really hard for them to make enough stuff for this game. And now I'm getting thirsty for a big movie theater drink and popcorn. That's where I'm at.
Yeah.
I've fallen prey to
bathroom floor, baby.
I've fallen prey to marketing, and then I have really enjoyed McDonald's Coke or Sprite lately because it's
me too.
Supposed to be different.
I heard something exciting.
Hot dog off the ground.
No, ground's gross. I'm not messing with that.
You can't get hot dog refills.
The garbage is grosser than the ground.
Hey, they're normally fresh bags.
About this, like, Where he eats the eclair off the wrapper that is above the top of the trash.
This
and he's like,
answers
this is
a later
good.
question that's in this thing,
Listen,
actually.
Here, let me clarify something. So it's not just any tub willy-nilly. Okay, so a lot of times I'll do this and I'll look in there and it'll be like somebody dumped their soda and so there's like Mr. Pibbs at the bottom.
No,
I'm not touching that. That's gross.
I understand that you think you're doing something sanitary. I'm saying you're wrong.
No, I don't think he's saying anything sanitary. He's just saying it's not that much grosser than anything else.
I'm not saying it's unsanitary.
Yeah, I don't think it's unsanitary either, but I don't think it's that, because everything is just sort of gross.
When you go to a 5-star Michelin restaurant, you got a chef back there getting his grubby hands all over everything.
That's
right.
True.
Whoa, that's my word. Wow.
Fucking God.
He's touching. I don't even know he's got gloves on. You can't even see that.
Hey, you know,
No, he doesn't.
we have all been to a bar and we have all ordered a drink in a glass, and there's a high likelihood that the bartender has wiped that glass with a rag he has not washed since the beginning of their shift.
Absolutely. Like a
I also
100%
agree.
chance.
There you go.
That is true.
There you go.
Got me there.
So, Jess,
The alcohol
maybe
probably cleans something, I think.
Maybe the butter
because-
does
Popcorn
too.
does the same thing.
Yeah.
I don't know.
butter does.
That butter flavoring is it's basically
I use butter to
industrial
clean my
drink cleaner.
glasses. Yeah.
You know what's
What if there was puke right under, like, the clean-looking popcorn bucket, but you didn't
Absolutely
know
not.
because there was
No.
a little bit. There's
I
some
have a very
stuff in the
sensitive
way.
nose to puke, so I think I'd be like, no. I would
You know
just not even
what?
go near
Okay.
that trash can.
When you grab the tub, you do a thing like, you know when you examine an item in Resident Evil and you can rotate it around and like see if there's like a place to put a gem? Like, I do that with the popcorn. It's basically just pictures whoop, whoop. I'm doing like L1 and R1 to zoom in on it. Like, okay, no puke or anything. We're good.
There's a button on the bottom for some reason. It becomes this ornate,
No, I bring my
foldy
PlayStation
outy
controller to the
puzzle.
movies.
Fuck.
All right. Okay. Let's move on. And of course, it is another semi-food related question.
Yeah.
Metal Geek asks, all right, when drive-throughs have 2 ordering stations, what's the etiquette? Say you get there and there's 2 cars on each station. You wait for either station to get free, so you're slightly parked to go either way. Then someone cuts you off. Shouldn't they wait behind you until you go? So it's 2 like
Let me
lateral.
explain. Yes. This
Yeah,
is
2 of the
easy.
ordering stations. Not
Yeah.
the
There's
second
2
one.
ordering stations,
okay.
so there's 2 lanes at least at some point. You need to be moving up to the furthest point, no matter what, because the reason
Yeah.
that exists is to clear up room in the parking lot. That this
Yes,
is not about, oh, we're going to be nice to each other. It has nothing to do with that. It's about being as efficient as possible so that the people behind you can pull out of their parking spaces. This is actually like a bad habit drivers have in Ohio of in Colorado, where the highway will have like a lane that's going to end like a mile up, and everyone will just sit in the 2 lanes because everyone's so polite. I know, just not that polite, but they think they're being polite. And they're just going to sit in those lanes instead of zipper merging and using as much of the road as possible.
Yeah.
So there's just less overall traffic. You just move up. If someone else is not doing it, that's their problem. Move up.
I've never heard of this 2 ordering stations.
It's becoming way more common. They just
Yeah.
most recent fast food places that have been installed here have this now. Chick-fil-A, obviously, I don't go there, but Raising Cane's,
Yes,
just
Raising
opened,
Cane's
and
does
they
this.
have 2
McDonald's
lanes
has
there.
started doing it. Yeah.
McDonald's has done it for a while.
So it's like you either go left or right, and there's a fork. I have a question for y'all, since we all drive. Dan, you drive sometimes.
On occasion.
When you pull up to a gas station, right? Similar instance, and there's 2 are occupado in front of you, and then they both leave at the same time. You pull forward to the furthest,
To the far one. Yeah.
to the farthest pump, right?
So somebody can get the shit behind you.
Yes.
Yeah. 100%.
Yes.
Okay. I just wanted to clarify that. That
Oh,
seems
yeah,
like
no,
common
this is
knowledge.
a
Like a weird,
this is like
almost parallel thing. Yeah.
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 this
Why
this
would
can get
any
weird though,
monster
because you
do
pull up to the
anything
one.
with that?
The one furthest taken, and you pull up behind them, and then that person leaves. There's going to be someone like, "Hey, why didn't you pull up to the further one?" Well, it's just it looks bad, but I
didn't have
swear
the
there was someone just there.
opportunity,
yeah.
What can I
Yeah.
do about that?
Yeah.
Ooh, I just want to circle back real quick because I realized I never said it. This is probably the most San Francisco thing I'll ever say, but I love avocado on toast.
Oh my God, yes.
This is why I can't buy a house.
That's what,
I'm surprised.
no, it is objectively awesome. It got such a weird, like, that was such a weird thing for people to get hung up on. We're like, no, it just tastes good as hell. Put some red pepper flakes on it.
Yeah.
No, God, yeah.
I'm
Some
surprised,
drip some lime on there. Hell yeah.
I'm surprised that's not a texture creep factor for you, Dan.
No,
Are you
avocado's solid.
anti-textures?
I like caramelized onion, mushroom, kind of like that rubbery type texture, and also like condiment stuff, just like mustard, ketchup, things like that for the most part. I think avocado, it's just a nice creaminess to it. It's I got no. I
don't
love
know. I thought you'd be
yeah.
I thought you'd be squicked out by that. Anyway.
I mean, it took me like 30 something years to try it, but I mean, I tried it now. It's one of my favorite things. So yeah, it's great.
Cool.
Okay.
Nice.
Folks listening at home, you're probably already seeing the runtime for this, but this is going to be a shorter Bombcast because we got an obscene amount of things to do. We all still got to pack. I've not even packed or done my laundry yet.
Because someone just bought us. So
yes.
Talk to them. Yes.
So let's do one more question, and then we'll take a quick bricky break. This comes from Always Be Corgi on the Discord. Last year, I saw the original Matrix in IMAX, and this year, I saw Avatar, Blue People, re-released in IMAX. What movie, since we've been talking about popcorn, would you love to watch again in a theater? Let's just say in IMAX form.
A Mask of Zorro. I've been on a kick with that lately. It's awesome. I never saw it in the theater. I think I'd love that. That movie rules. It is the one. It's probably the best pure '90s action movie that had like a huge budget. It's like if GoldenEye. It's the same director. It's like if GoldenEye was really, really, really good. I love it. I would love to see that in the theater. It's also like one of the sexiest movies ever. It's got like Antonio Banderas just like smoldering, and then Catherine Zeta-Jones just being incredible. So yeah,
Auga.
Yes, Auga indeed.
Heat.
Heat would be so good to re-see.
Bonk and I are on a major Michael Mann kick. We just watched The Insider. We're seeing Collateral, Thief. Everything he's made has been so fucking stylish and timeless and everything. But like, I do think Heat is probably like the one. Like that's the one. Whenever I set up like a new speaker system or whatever, I put on the heist scene and everything. Like, Heat is just fucking incredible.
I saw Collateral at Alamo Draft House in Colorado. That was great. I would love to have seen Heat though.
Have you seen The Insider?
I've not. I downloaded it to watch it. I got
Russell Crowe and Al Pacino, and we just watched it for the first time like 2 nights ago. It's like really, really good.
Oh man, I can't wait. I was like, one of these I haven't seen.
He's like 33, Russell Crowe, when they made it, and he's supposed to be like this mid-50s tobacco executive. And if you watch it now, it's like it doesn't look like they just made his hair gray and he put on 35 pounds and he like bleached his skin 7 times or something to make himself look older. It's like it's really effective. He looks like mid-50s in it.
Can I say an anime movie?
No, of course, Jess. Yes. Anything is on the table.
Masaki Yuasa's Mind Game.
I'm not familiar.
Movie. Mind Game is a really fucking cool movie. And it's very like psychedelic, super, super great animation. And it's just a movie about saying like, it's a movie that's just like YOLO, fuck it, like do what you want, be who you want. It's very like uplifting, and it's just like fuck yeah sort of movie. I would want to see that in the biggest possible widescreen ever. Not even stoned or anything. I just want to see it really, really big.
I'm sorry for saying this, but I would really like to see Endgame again once more in theaters.
I'd come with you, bro.
All right, there we go.
I like that. It was
an Avengers one,
awesome.
right?
That's an Avengers one, yeah.
Yes, yeah.
I think I've told Grub already. I've cried like in 2 moments during that movie, and I'm not sorry.
Yeah.
The other thing I'd really like to watch in theaters again, but you really need the right crowd, is certain horror movies. Because like just experiencing it in the theater and then other people are getting spooked with you is really good. I remember watching the first Paranormal Activity in theaters, and I was scared shitless for months.
I also love
Signs.
Like, being
I remember
in a
people
theater.
scared.
Oh yeah, people buzzing.
Yeah. I love being in a horror movie theater and people are anxious, and you can just kind of like hear them being like, like a little bit. And sometimes people will be like, "Oh, fuck that," or something, and everybody will laugh in relief that somebody just like broke the tension by exclaiming something like that. I think that's fun.
How do you guys feel about the bar like food coming to your table?
Love that shit.
Me too. It's like people get too hung up about it. Like, oh, I'm worried about the waiter coming. No, they'll just bring it to you. Just watch the movie. It's great.
Yeah,
You're
fine.
good.
It works.
They're gonna bring you a pitcher of beer. That's an incredible invention.
A little table here. Yeah, it's great.
Yeah,
and the food's like good.
It.
Like it don't suck.
Yeah.
Like I've never been to like one of those styles of restaurant / movie theater combos and had like bad food there. The only exception is, and I don't even know if this counts, is the sci-fi drive-in diner at Disney World because their food is not that good.
Wow, that's like theme park food and.
Well,
They gotta-
usually Disney food is pretty good, but for some reason the sci-fi drive-in diner not so hot.
Okay.
I
Get a
actually got
mediocre
this right
burger
here. The year before my first daughter was born, we went to like 40 of these Alamo Drafthouse movie dinner things where they would play old movies like The Hunt for the Red October, and then they would make a themed meal, and you kind of can't really see it on there, but it's
that's
like
great.
I love
Lapsang chicken
it.
pierogi. This was the chef. Seth Rexroad was the chef there, and he would just come up with these themed meals.
Nice.
And then they would get a local brewery to pair, so they'd have drinks to go along with it. So
That's
drinks from
sick.
let's see, the Red Dawn Ale from Comrade Brewery, and then the Lapsang chicken pierogi, tea infused chicken stuffed inside. The tea that they're drinking at the beginning of the movie. Like they really thought about it, and it was so much fun because you just go and they would just bring. You don't even have to think about it. They just bring you to your table, and it's all like timed, so it has the maximum impact. And it was a great way to watch old movies. And we really went to like 40 in 1 year.
It's amazing. I would love to. Jesus. When I saw Clue at the Alamo Drafthouse, it was like a quote along. So everybody's quoting along to Clue, which fucking ruled. The whole room like shouted like, "This is war, Peacock!" at the same time. And like they had a great like cocktail menu that was all themed after all the different like characters, you know, Mrs. White and Colonel Mustard and all these different guys and stuff like that. And it came in a fucking cute glass that you got to keep. You brought this glass home and it has all the little weapons on it. And it's so classy. And it was just the fucking best way to watch Clue.
Yes,
they had a place in, I think, Queens when Bonk and I lived in New York City that we would go to, and they would do action movies, Saturday brunches. So it would be 90s action movies. So we went to see Speed in the theaters Saturday morning. They serve you cereal, and they have like a breakfast, like brunchy cocktail things that they bring out. And before the movie, it's all commercials for like, oh, here's a TV ad for GoldenEye, the game. You know, here's like a bunch of like, 64 PlayStation ads and ads for Face Off and,
Their
The Rock and
pre-rolls are
stuff. And you watch
amazing.
Speed.
Yeah.
Love that.
Alamo Drafthouse has like incredible pre-rolls.
Oh man.
And they're like VHS nights where they'll play old weird movies that they found on VHS. I think that's how I first saw Miami Connection. And that's just like you feel like you're discovering something special.
Okay.
It rules.
Best movie.
It rules. God.
One more movie.
That's the thing I missed the most about Colorado is having an Alamo Drafthouse like right there.
One more movie I wish I could see again in theaters just because I loved it so much was Mad Max Fury Road. Jesus
that'd be good
Christ.
on IMAX. Shit.
Oh, I would want to see the black and white cut of it. With silver and chrome. It's so good.
Silver and chrome.
Oh my God. I love it. I love it. All right. Well, that does it for now. We're going to take a quick break. Don't you go anywhere at home. We'll see you soon. Now, a word from our sponsor, BetterHelp. Have you ever felt stuck with a problem or other issue and can't seem to work yourself out of it? Well, maybe with some help, you could take a look at another angle or maybe find out you didn't have a problem to begin with. You can get that type of help with BetterHelp. Therapy is an immense help to any and everyone. Sometimes you don't want to burden your friends and family with your problems, but that's what a therapist is for. You can vent all those feelings and emotions and start putting your feelings and your thoughts into perspective. In general, you shouldn't be bottling up those feelings. Get them out by talking to a therapist. Get that weight off of your chest, buddy. If you've ever been curious about therapy, BetterHelp is a great option. It is entirely online, so you don't have to worry about going to an office. You don't even have to worry about video calls either, because appointments can be done completely over the phone. When you want to be a better problem solver, therapy can get you there. Visit BetterHelp.com/Bombcast today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp.com/Bombcast. BetterHelp. Keeps. Y'all know that 2 out of 3 men will experience some form of hair loss by the time they're 35? You don't have to be those 2 dudes. You can be the one that keeps their hair with Keeps. Keeps is a simple, affordable, and a super stress-free way to keep your luscious locks. Consultations are done with virtual doctors, and the treatment is sent straight to your door. You don't have to leave your house or see anyone to get the medication. Keeps has an extensive network that offers 24/7 care and support to help answer your questions, or if you need to speak with specialists and getting your hair goals met. Keeps is also mad affordable because treatments start at $10 per month. Keeps offers generic versions of the 2 FDA-approved medications to prevent hair loss. Keeps has everything your hair needs. Treatments take 4 to 6 months to see results, so if you're worried, you should start now, friends. If you're ready to take action and prevent hair loss, go to keeps.com/bomb to receive your first month of treatment for free. That's keeps.com/bomb to get your first month free. keeps.com/bomb. Keeps. And we're back. Welcome back to the Giant Bombcast, everyone. You don't really need to do station identification on a podcast, but it's something that's burned into my memory. How do we feel about answering some more emails and general questions?
Yeah,
Yours.
All right. This one actually comes from Mike Minotti, and he just says, make sure you get Jeff Grubb some free bread. He will like that.
Okay. Yeah, we were in LA for E3, and we had our Airbnb, and we were walking through that, like, there's like that cluster of restaurants in that one part of LA. People know what I'm talking about. And
there's a lot of clusters of restaurants, Jeff.
It's like the one that's like almost like indoor, outdoor. People will know. It was in a couple of, it's been in a bunch of movies. I guess it's LA. Everything's been in a bunch of movies. And we were walking through and some place was closing and they're like, hey, who wants free bread? I'm like, no, man, it's just going to sit in the Airbnb the whole time. And Mike's like, no, we are getting this free bread and bringing it back. We're going to eat it. I'm going to eat so much of it. And I'm like, no, it's just going to sit in there. And then we got in a fight about it. And of course, it ended up in the Airbnb. And he claims like he ate a ton of it. But no, it mostly just sat there on the counter, taking up space, drying up into a old hunk of bread.
Lovely.
So yes, I'll love that. You should do that to me.
Okay. Noted. I kind of get offended when, like, I go to a nice restaurant or like a semi-nice restaurant and there is no free bread. I'm like, what am I paying for?
That's a big part of it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh.
I went to a tapas place, like an Italianish sort of like tapas-y themed place, and yeah, the bread was extra. $3 for bread. I was like, are you fucking insane? It's an Italian place. You give me the free fucking bread, idiots.
Mark was telling me
Who do you
that Ben
think you
Hansen
are?
on MinMax recently was complaining that him and his wife went into a restaurant but just wanted ice cream. Like they just wanted to get like the dessert. And so they went in for that. And he was upset that there was no free bread. It's like, well, you're just going in for ice cream. Like, you're not getting a meal. I don't think that's how that works.
I learn a new inkling about Ben Hansen every time you mention him, Dan.
Yeah,
It's
there's a
just
lot of folds in there. A lot of things
I've
hiding
known
away.
him for 12 years now. I've been really close friends with him, and he will say things that are just, it doesn't matter how close you are to him, he will surprise you time after time.
I think
He's
the way you are
secretly
to
weirder
us,
than me.
Ben Hansen is to you. Yes, exactly.
Yeah. He hides it better, I think, but yeah.
Yeah.
Okie dokie. This is an email from Randy in Austin, Texas. Hey, Bombcast crew. Switch players seem to all just complain that the device isn't powerful and that the Steam Deck is proof that it needs to be more powerful. The Steam Deck players are only using it to sideload emulators that play GBA and GameCube games.
And Vampire Survivors, we're pushing those polygons.
What's happening? Do I want a Steam Deck? Do I want to Switch Pro? Can't we all just like games? Help, Randy.
Yes.
Yeah, we're never happy. What do you want from us? Like, this is just this is a bit what gaming is.
Just the question, can't we all just like games? Yes, that's the answer right there. It turns out Switch is really good and Steam Deck's really good.
That's how I
Ideally,
feel,
the
actually,
answer
yes.
is yes, but functionally, the answer is no. There's no pleasing game.
But on a
mean, like,
personal level, everyone can choose to just like the stuff they like. So
Be the
every single
change you
person
wanna
has it within
see.
themselves to be happy with this stuff.
Have you been on the internet, Dan? I don't know if you can just like what you want to like.
That's why you stay off the internet.
Get a Steam Deck. You'll be happier if you do. That's my promise to you.
They're great.
Yeah. I was thinking about whether or not I should bring my Switch and my Steam Deck on this trip. I think I might
I bring one or the other.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, like when I went to Iceland, it's like, do I want to pack? Like that's a lot of space in a carry-on to bring a Switch and a Steam Deck, and a case and whatever, you got to bring with it. So I just brought the Switch. It's basically like what you're playing at. Like if I had just started playing Vampire Survivors, I would probably bring the Steam Deck. But I just started playing Slay the Spire, and it's like, all right, well, I'll probably get more time out of the Switch. I'll bring that.
I unfortunately have been putting a lot of time into the Disney Pervert game.
Yep.
And
I watched that quick look and I was like, what is going on here with Jan?
Hey, I'm allowed to let my hair down
designed
once in a while.
lab to get Jan worked up, all right? It was designed by like
I think
scientists.
It was fascinating to see.
I blame John Drake. It is his fault for doing this to me.
Is he the one keeping Mickey Mouse alive?
Yes. John Drake is somewhere in the Disney factories just turning a crank to keep the Mickey Mouse energy going.
Immediately cranking it.
Mouse, yeah.
Let me tell y'all, because I've never played Stardew. I play a little bit of Animal Crossing. This one, I don't know what it is. I just like the mindless. I'm just gonna harvest all these carrots. All right, I'm gonna give Scrooge money to do this building. Should I check out Stardew then, or
Stardew kicks ass?
Yes,
I love
Stardew.
Stardew Valley. Oh my god,
man.
It's incredibly
I will.
good.
I will help guide you in Stardew Valley. I love Stardew Valley.
So that's what I'm worried about. Is like I'm gonna fall into like too many holes, not actual holes, but like holes of like this is the way you gotta do it, and then I'm gonna start feeling bad that like I'm not doing it.
Yeah, don't even read anything. Don't ask anyone when you start. Like when I ask you what type of farm do you want, pick the one that sticks out to you.
If you
play
have
the way
you
want
to do. Ask for some advice. Like, I really cared about like brewing beer. So I'm like, people are like, well, then focus on harvesting this in the. Oh, okay, that's easy enough. I'll just do that then. And then if I miss something, it's like, okay, well, that's just a challenge for next season.
Okay,
I don't think you need to look anything up.
Yeah.
If you're into min-maxing, then you can do that on a different.
I don't know
file
about
or
Ben
a later
Hansen.
point,
I don't know anymore.
You can harvest all them diamonds all you want.
How caked up are the characters?
Not
Caked
0%.
up? What does that mean?
0% caked up.
Some of them
What does caked up
have
You
cheeks
don't know what
to be
caked up
clapped.
means.
You
No,
can
what
get
does
married
caked up
in this
mean?
game. You can date and get married in this one. So there's
is
a
it a
little bit
sex
more
thing?
going on that side.
No.
He's asking about their ass, Dan. So you remember in the movie
why are you
Heat,
asking about their
when Al
asses?
Pacino
They're fucking
goes,
farmers.
she's got a great ass. That's what they did when they designed the Disney Pervert game. And so he's asking if they're going to do that for Stardew Valley.
Wait, they did weird butt stuff in the Disney game?
They didn't do weird butt stuff. They just are prominently featuring.
Yeah, Goofy and Mickey, they did some weird butt stuff.
Yeah,
What is
Goofy's
going
like,
on with
"She's got-
Disney these days?
She's got a great ass. I'm sorry.
She's hooked up.
Oh boy.
Caked up, I guess is what the kids are saying on the internet. I'll
Yes.
start using that.
Double
Caked
cheeked up too. There
All
you
right,
go.
I'm getting used to it.
Alternatively, you can say cheeked up as well.
Yeah.
Cheeked up
yeah.
also works. Okay.
Cheeked up
Is
also
yeek-
Name
works.
is cheeked up.
Can you say yeeked up?
You
You
could
can
say
now.
like, damn, she, he, or they got yeeks.
But can they be yeeked up?
Yeeks are cheeks?
Yeeks are butt cheeks most of the time. They cannot be yeeked
Okay.
up though.
I still
Did I
say
say butt
hams.
yeeks?
Good.
Got them hams.
Yeah, they're like you got some hams or you got some yeeks.
Oh. Can you still say butt cheeks?
You could say butt cheeks. That's
Hey,
just
listen.
more.
It's just not hot. Yeah. Nice
It's just
butt
more-
cheeks, idiot.
Yeah.
I'll just say butt cheeks. I don't even say butt cheeks. I just don't talk about
Say
butts,
buttocks. Just say buttocks.
really. Buttocks.
Yes.
Yes.
Buttocks.
Ass.
Okay.
All right.
Ass
Next
works.
email.
It's in vogue.
It's in vogue.
Like in butts.
All right. Well, this comes from Sean. Hey, hi, Giant Bombs. I used to think of remakes as capitalizing on nostalgia to make a buck. Now that the reasoning is changing and becoming much more akin to re-releasing movies in theaters, how does the $70 pricing point possibly work? Do you anticipate a meaningful resistance to the high prices for what amounts to slightly improved remakes? Or are we really just so numb to spending money that the companies will still end up rolling in our sweet green stuff? Thanks, Sean. So I
Yeah,
think this
it's,
is in
issue is
regards. Sorry, go ahead, Neil.
Sorry. I
Oh,
think
yeah.
the issue is more like that gamers this is a big generalization, obviously. They don't have it within them to boycott things. They just want their toy. So they have a hard time with the delayed gratification or no gratification and being like, no, I'm putting my foot down. I'm not paying this much money. Then they do, like, unfortunately. But
Yeah,
go on.
I think
Gar.
there's also like a big audience out there that always is like coming in for the first time, and I think that's like been shown with The Witcher and the TV show specifically, and that got everyone on Witcher 3 again. And now with what happened with Cyberpunk, that anime, now everyone's trying Cyberpunk for the first time. They're going to put out a Horizon TV show, and they want to be able to sell you the most expensive version of both of those games so they can make the most money. So they got a $70 version ready to go.
Is that confirmed?
Yeah, they're going to make Horizon. Yeah, I mean, yes, I think they've said that they are definitely making that show. Yeah.
Okay.
So, I completely forgot about that show. Now that Horizon remake news kind of makes sense, I guess.
Yeah, I kind of forgot when we were having that conversation on Game S Mornings, and then Chris Tilton, the great composer who worked on like stuff like SimCity and stuff, been watching the site and is a fan of the site, and shouts Chris. He pointed that out. I'm like, oh, duh. Yeah, they want to have a $70 version of these games to sell people who are going to come from the show and look for the game, which is apparently a huge pipeline now for getting people to try games.
Makes sense.
Also, we've talked about like how like fan backlash can affect some stuff, and that happened with the Sonic movie for sure. But then game development is just so much more harder and complicated to like actually adapt to that stuff. And sometimes we'll get like a remake that we actually want, like the KOTOR one, and then that is just mired in like all this mumbo jumbo about like studios not measuring up or like projects just changing hands constantly. Sorry, you're gonna get another Horizon.
Just don't buy it.
Back to the movie and TV show based on games thing. I've always learned not to ever believe it's going to happen, just because the 8 billion times I've heard the Metal Gear movie's a green light at Sony, from an article in 2007 or it just never happened. So my policy is like I never believe it's going to happen until I see a trailer. And we were watching that the Dragon show on HBO
Hot D
last night. Hot D, yes. And we saw the trailer for The Last of Us beforehand. I was like, oh, okay. I now believe that's going to happen. I didn't believe it was going to happen until I saw a trailer. So, yep, they had people on a set. They filmed the thing. They got a commercial for it. That's going to happen now. So, Quarter Dan with the scoop here. The Last of Us TV show will be happening. So,
thank you, Quarter Dan.
Thank you, Dan. Thank you, Dan.
Yeah, I know we said we weren't going to do news on this one, but hey,
I'll break it a little bit. Just a tiny bit. We'll treat for y'all.
It's okay. It's okay. Just a little taste. I don't know what I want a Horizon show to look like. Honestly, I don't know what it's gonna look like.
Colorful.
Thomas Kincaid painting.
Yeah. So some of the reports I was getting was like, oh, it will take place split between the time that you play the games in and then the time before the fall. I don't know if any of that stuff is actually accurate or gonna. I mean, I don't do TV show news, so actually verifying that stuff is impossible for me. But I think that's a good enough concept, I suppose. I don't know. I don't really care about the lore of Horizon, so who am I to say?
Yeah. Y'all think it's it's just easier now to get like a series greenlit versus a whole movie?
Well, I mean, in terms of like. Yeah, because I think with all the streaming wars and stuff like that, even though we're kind of like a weird downslide of it right now, I think you still see more series or limited series than you see original movies. You will see the occasional, original film.
Right.
But like,
it's more content
series
per dollar.
Bingeability and all that. Like that's kind of
exactly bingeability. Yes, it's more content per dollar for these big companies. I think is how they look at it.
Yeah, I was thinking Go ahead, Jess, please.
Oh, sorry. I was just gonna mention that like even movies kind of look like Netflix series to me now. Like I recently. By recently, I mean last night, watched The Black Phone because it's finally on streaming for not $25. It's like $6. I was like, okay, I'll fuck with $6. And it had like a je ne sais quoi to it, where it's just like I feel like I'm watching a Netflix series and not a movie.
Yeah,
and I do not know exactly why I couldn't shake that feeling that it was just like, was it a budget thing? Was it like a camera quality thing? I don't know, but I was just like, this isn't a movie. This is going to be.
Yeah, I wonder if that's just like all the directors of photography are just coming from the TV side of things now.
Yeah,
I wouldn't be surprised if that's how it works.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
And then like, we see projects like midway getting switched around of like, no, this is just going to be a movie now. It's like, no, this will be a series now. Like one of the Marvel projects is now going to be a movie versus a series.
The Don Cheadle movie is going to be a movie instead of a series now. And I think that's the right choice. Those Marvel shows, and they suck. So I'm happy for them to go back and make movies.
Sorry, someone just rang my door, and I think they got to change our sprinkler systems out, and I don't know if Bonk's home. So let me go see if I got to talk to a sprinkler guy. I'll be back.
All right, we'll keep it going, Dan. We'll keep it going.
We're good.
All right. Okay, what is the question that Dan would not be interested in?
Let's shit talk about his popcorn habits.
No, Grub and I are like behind him on these popcorn habits.
Oh, you're so weird.
Yeah, that's fair too. That is true. That's
And-
definitely true.
Okay, let's go with this one from. Okay, Dan is back.
He's back.
All right, Dan is
Okay.
back. Let's go with this one from Dr. Ryan. What's up with books?
They
What's
used to
up
be
with
like
them?
a big thing, I think, like 100 years ago. Then
Yeah,
like
there was this,
radio
like-
and TV happened.
Gutenberg printing press thing kind of blew the whole lid off, like, and then it really spiked in popularity after that. That Gutenberg
I know some
guy.
people like Mike Mahardy are just like kind of like big history nerds with it, and like they still like get books and read them. So they're still out there. I don't know if they make new ones, but yeah.
I try to sit down and read a book, and whenever I do now, my kids jump all over me. So I'm like, there's no time for me in my life to actually read books anymore. So I only listen to audiobooks, and that's nice. I think I like that. I like working out, listening to audiobooks, or going for walks and listening to audiobooks, or doing the dishes. I actually can't do anything unless I have something else like happening in my ears because of my stupid brain. So it's like a good opportunity to like, okay, I will do some chores and put on an audiobook. And a lot of times I'll just default to podcasts, but sometimes I'll find a good book that'll keep me going.
I've been listening to the audiobook for Anthony Bourdain's Kitchen Confidential, and then he did it himself because, of course, he did. Let me tell you, it's fantastic. It's just like listening to a very, very long episode of No Reservations or Parts
Yeah, that
Unknown.
sounds good.
Oh, God, I love that man. I'm so sad.
I
I think I'm broken because I only listen to podcasts or read books about wrestling. So it's like the first book I've read in like 4 years is from this former WWE writer. Just put out a book, and like I listened to 2 podcasts, and they were both wrestling podcasts. Like I think I can only take in other forms of media if it's about wrestling.
Garth Marenghi's Dark Place, that joke was he's the only man who's like written more books than he's read. Is that true about you, Dan?
I had a period a few years ago where Mahardy was recommending me a bunch of books, and I was reading like a book a week, and it was nice. Honestly, I really enjoyed because I had never really read fiction before. Sure. And I was like, "Oh, I guess you can get into stories in book form." And, yeah,
in fact, that might be argued to be where it's from. Books.
Yeah. No, I can see why they were popular.
Yeah.
Yeah. There was good stuff there. It's cool because like you can like hear what's in someone's head without like doing like constant narration. So it's like, oh, I can actually like be in this character's head and get a lot more detail.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I've read like 80 Goosebumps books, so like I read a lot of books.
That counts.
So
that counts.
I only wrote 5, so yeah.
You got the Pizza Hut to prove it, so yeah, definitely.
That it was incentive. That worked. That definitely worked. I'll read Where the Rent Burn Grows or The Hatchet or whatever if it means I get a fucking pizza.
Oh, I love the Hatchet.
I hated the Hatchet.
I loved Hatchet so much.
I hated it. I don't rough it. I don't even rough it in books. I'm just like, ugh. The outdoors. Just please stop describing it to me. It's terrible out there.
All right, next retreaters, we're going camping, Jess.
I would
love that. I would love that. That'd be awesome.
Can we go glamping?
No, we're going backpacking.
We're all getting covered in mosquito bites. We're gonna be drunk. Yeah.
I have always insisted that my ancestors invented the indoors for a very good reason, and I am disappointing them if I go outside.
Sometimes you gotta disappoint your ancestors.
All their suffering to try to get indoors going. They finally did it, and now we're all like, no, I want to go fuck off in the woods. It's like, no.
I remember in college once we were gonna go camping, and like me and a bunch of friends, and one of the tents got fucked up or whatever, and we were trying to figure out how we were gonna deal with it. And I was like, it's fine. We're already outside. I don't need a tent. I'll just sleep on the picnic table. And they were like, you sure you want that? And I think I took it as like, yeah, watch me. It's fine. And I slept just on the fucking picnic table. I don't even think I had a blanket or anything. I woke up at like 4 a.m, torrential downpour. I'm completely soaked. And I had no cover, because everyone else was like couples and stuff inside tents, and I just like drove home.
You could have slept underneath the picnic table, Dan.
But then that's where all the bugs are too,
cracks
though.
And stuff. Water drips down through there. And there's mud underneath it. Yeah, so that plan didn't work.
Oh, my partner and I, we went camping once, and then like we went on a 3-day weekend, and then all the families left the second day we were there, so we were the only people at the campsite. And we got really, a little too inebriated that night that we forgot to put our cooler away in like the little bear box. And then like we're just sleeping. And then 2 o'clock in the morning, we hear like a rustling and then like a dragging. And then we both get up in our tent, and then I grab the nearest thing next to me, which was just a cutting board. And then she grabs like a hammer, and we bust out of the tent ready to go at it. And then it was just like 2 raccoons dragging with their little hands our cooler, but they dragged it 5 feet. And
They
then
deserve it.
we could not sleep the rest of the night because we were assuming like it could just be like a random vandal, or it could be a bear, or these raccoons are out back for blood.
You were gonna confront a bear rather than just like just be really quiet in the tent?
Hey, I was ready. I was really ready.
Were you still like inebriated and like I can take this bear on if it's a bear?
No, I was like stone cold sober, and then I was like, if I gotta take this bear, I'm gonna take this bear.
For the drinks.
It was our mistake. It was our mistake. Always put your stuff away in a bear box or put it away in the proper receptacles. Don't
See, I
be
don't
dumb
think,
camping.
I don't think that's worth going outside for.
But Justin, you see the stars for the first
There's
time.
no bears here.
The
in
smell
my
of a
apartment.
campfire, you're cooking s'mores and hot dogs and shit and drinking beer.
Oh,
It's
God,
it's
yeah.
a good old time.
Quiet.
I can do most of those things indoors, you know. I know what stars look like.
The sound of trees rustling, one of the top sounds. Trees rustling.
Yeah, just
Doesn't
like
do it
letting
for
like
me.
the wind envelop you, you know, like the breeze.
Yeah.
I've had a tough
don't
time
need envelopment.
convincing Bianca to because I bought some tents. Because like we had a house, now we got space, and it's just like, well, what do we got? We don't have a tent. I should get a tent. But like we didn't have any plans to actually go camping. So like 2 summers in a row now, I've been like, hey, Bonk, it's a nice night tonight. Do you want to? I could set up the tent in the backyard, and we could sleep in the backyard.
That's adorable.
And she's just kind of like, but we're like 20 feet from our bed. Like it's just like our house is right here with the AC.
I'm on her
and
side,
it's
yeah.
comfortable, and yeah, so it's been hard convincing her to do that.
Jess, we'll get you like a nice sleeping pad. We'll get you a cot so you'll be elevated off the ground.
Yeah, I'm gonna
We'll get
need
you a
like
tent
a
you could
lot.
step on or stand up in. Don't
I'm gonna
worry.
need a lot of pampering, is all I'm saying.
I
Drag
love
my-
Those
camping.
air conditioners
My
from
ass.
Congo, that movie where they had those portable tin air conditioners.
Yes.
Yeah, we'll get you everything.
Yeah.
Congo's a
Jess,
great
I assume you're not
film.
one to do like a Tough Mudder or anything like that. One of those runs where you got to like army crawl underneath barbed
I
wire
don't
through
even
mud
like
and stuff like
running,
that.
let alone running when you get
Okay.
really, really gross. So why would I do
I've done a
that?
couple of those. They're actually really fun.
I think I told Jess this, but we are all doing push-ups at least one point during the Great Giant Bombathon.
I can't.
Sure.
right.
I
We have a
don't.
competition.
I can't do one.
Oh, maybe.
I haven't done a push up in like 5 months.
We
so,
could just do the diamond push-ups. You know, that's pretty easy for everyone to do. So just
No.
we just give
yeah.
each other diamond cutters.
Oh yeah.
Okay,
Jess,
all right.
I'll say this here: if we get to a certain sub goal, I will let you choke slam me into the couch.
Okay.
Hell
as,
yes.
as your
Yeah,
manager.
go flat back.
problem.
Just take a flat back,
No
tuck the chin.
problem.
Tuck the chin, flat back. You got to pretend like you're summoning fire, though.
I'm practicing.
But then, like, you have to put your exactly around the neck first, and then one hand on the back, and then pretend like you're
Guide 'em
lifting.
down.
Exactly, and then I will
Put
jump.
them down flat. Put them down
exactly.
flat.
You got to make sure you flatten out the body as it goes down.
Yes.
How
guide 'em down with
how
the
many
back end,
heads
yes.
taller am I to you?
I'm 5'8".
So,
Aw.
like 3/4 of a head.
3/4 of a head. Okay.
I have a big head, though.
Half a
So-
head.
Okay.
We'll
all
find
right.
out.
All right. Well, with that, let's take another quick break. All right, everyone, we're back with the Giant Bombcast. We've taken an hour to exhaustively detail to Jess how to properly conduct a choke slam. We've shown videos and everything. Okay. All right.
Well, you can do the Big Show one where you like drop to a knee on the way down. But it's kind of lame. Like the Taker
Yeah.
Kane style is a little better. It looks
Yeah.
more forceful. Yeah.
We'll practice.
No practice. No practice,
Oh,
Jess.
we won't practice.
One time and one time only. Exactly. I trust you. I will not call HR. We'll just pat
Okay.
out the couch.
Okay.
All
We're
right,
just gonna have
all
to sign something beforehand.
Nope, not even going to sign anything. Next
Man.
question comes from Kukurio59. Have you ever added
Kukurio.
Pop-Tarts to ice cream? Why
No.
not? And think of the combinations possible. You're welcome. I'm sorry. Kukurio from Toronto.
I've not.
I think if you did it like you look at like a Blizzard or a McFlurry situation and they take things that are formally like, okay, an Oreo has a very specific form or a peanut butter cup and they just kind of make it into these tiny little chewy bits and everything.
Mhm.
I think if it was that style of thing where you had like the McFlurry scientists on the case, I think you could take like a brown sugar cinnamon Pop-Tart and if they made it crumbly enough,
Oh.
that could be pretty good, I think.
Yeah.
You are not saying that you could crumble one up yourself. You would need it to have something done.
Look, I
to
can
the
crumble
Pop-Tart.
Oreos myself, but the McDonald's scientists are going to be leagues ahead of me every day of the week.
Can I? Okay,
now,
I
you,
need to
you
ask.
said they are doing something extra to these things to make them better and more crumbly.
Just that McDonald's love they put into everything.
Where does the staff here, at least the staff assembled today, land on double stuffed Oreos?
Against them.
I don't like Oreos, period.
I don't like Oreos. Wait, you don't like
Unless
Oreos,
they're-
but you
unless-
dip it in nacho cheese?
Well, here's the thing. Oreos by themselves,
Okay.
not a big fan of. They're
Jesus
too dry. Don't like the texture at all. Dipped in nacho cheese, they're good. Dipped in nacho cheese is the only way I'll eat them in their original form. That said,
Okay.
cookies and cream shakes, McFlurries, Blizzards, as we've said, they are incredible in that form. In the tiny,
Okay.
like I just don't want the form of an Oreo. I don't want to eat
Yeah, you
it
need
out
it-
of a package.
You
You
need
got
to
to
be
do
slurried.
something.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, or
okay.
nachoed up. Yeah.
Right. Not nachoed up. Yes.
Nachoed up on a Thursday.
Maybe I'll learn to like Oreos through the magic of cheese.
I think you will. I honestly think you will like it.
Yeah, I'm open-minded.
This is a safe space, right?
No.
Yes.
Except if you're a popcorn bucket fucking pirate freak.
Wow. That sounded so hateful.
No,
Popcorn pirate fucking.
these words cannot hurt me. I'm good with my decisions I've made in life.
Are
I look myself in the
Oreos-
mirror and I'm happy with every free popcorn kernel I've ever eaten.
I'm right there with you, Dan. I'm right behind
Every
you in the mirror.
bathroom I've walked in the exit of. I sleep soundly at night.
Are Oreos chocolate?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like
They
chocolate
are.
with like
And
a
then-
weird
and then
marshmallow
there's the
something
cream.
or other center. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's not
All right.
marshmallow. It's icing.
Whatever the fuck the white stuff is.
All right.
Not
All right.
marshmallow.
Un-
Cream.
who could
God,
know?
I wasn't prepared to answer beyond just saying cream. Yeah, it's cream.
It's like cream
Look
or
up the
icing
ingredients.
or something.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. All right. Thanks, Wu
Vanilla.
Tang.
Cream of
Thanks,
what?
Wu-Tang.
I don't know.
Cream of wheat? I don't know. Okay.
Cream of
All
mushroom.
right.
About the ingredients.
This comes from Dan and Jesse in Seattle. Hey, duders, my fiance and I are getting married this Friday. We love each other so much, we turned it up to 11, as we'll be together for almost 11 years before our wedding date. What
Oh,
advice do you have for us to survive the big day? Much love, Dan and Jesse.
Congratulations.
Just let Taco
first
Bell
of
handle it
all.
for you. Like, let them just.
Honestly, yeah.
Yeah.
It's I think this is the obvious thing that everyone will tell you, which is like, you know, during the rehearsal and everything, your instinct will be to like, oh my God, it's everyone I've ever, you know, known and been part of my life. And like, they're all in one place. I got to talk to everyone. And you're just not. It's going to be a fleeting thing. You're going to say, you're going to feel bad because people flew in and you saw them and talked to them for 4 minutes once and then got shuttled along to something else. Like, just don't assume you're going to be able to talk to everyone and don't fixate on it. Just enjoy the night, talk to everyone you can. But just have a good time.
That's right. He's
Yeah,
right. That's
totally.
that's the biggest thing. It's yeah. Otherwise, just don't stress any of the little stuff. Things will go wrong, and no one's gonna really care as long as there's drinks and people getting together. If that's what the kind of wedding you're having, people will find a way to have fun.
I've had a couple friends that have been part of weddings that take place at 7 a.m. in the morning, and that sounds
No.
insane. Don't do that.
Who? How? Why would someone do that?
They were like, oh, we want to have a beach wedding and watch the sunset together with our friends and family. Don't do that to people. Do not do that to people.
Sunrise?
You're going to make all your
Sunrise.
friends
Sunrise. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the part of this I've learned is also so they don't have to have an open bar, so they
I
save
was
money.
gonna say.
Oh, you're super going to make people hate you then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do the
You
open
know-
bar.
Yeah.
Do the open bar.
Do it at an appropriate time, please.
Yeah.
7 a.m. Fuck that.
And
You'd have
also,
to- if you're in the wedding party, you'd have to wake up at like 3 in the morning to get
Yes,
ready. Like that's
yes.
insane.
that's why I was
That
going to
sounds like a
say,
nightmare.
my friend that was in the wedding party had to get her makeup done at 3 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So that's
No.
fun. Don't do that. You can turn it up to 11. Just don't turn it up super early in the morning. All
I
right.
gotta go wipe a butt. I'll be right back.
Okay. All right.
Ah. I was
Oh.
talking to Bonk this morning about how happy we were where we've never had to change a diaper and we never will. Like, we just never got a clean poop ever. Or like the dog. You pick it up.
By
but,
the
like,
dog, yeah.
you just don't ever have to change a diaper. That just sounds like hell.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Sounds
it's
bad.
it's hell because then like sometimes, not to gross anyone out listening, but the consistency can be very different than you think. And
I
it just,
learned a horrifying baby fact recently.
please share.
Do you want to hear a horrifying, gross baby fact?
You already
Yeah.
brought it to the class, Jess. You have to share
Warning, warning,
yeah.
gross baby fact incoming. So a friend of mine recently had a bebe, very nice bebe. But she was saying, like, man, they really didn't prep me for a lot of this. Like, you know, technically you're pregnant for 10 months. No one mentions that technicality. And they're just always like, it's a nice, even 9. But her bebe, there was so much estrogen in her body that it transferred to baby, and baby had a period. Had a yeah. Blood in the diaper. I warned you, it was gross.
Jess, it's
She's
just you
like,
and me now here for audio listeners.
Horrified. Who would sign up for this? And it like also the podcast. Who would listen to this podcast? But who would sign up for such a crazy fucking thing? Babies are horrifying. Grub, you missed out on a great baby fact.
We don't have to retell it. Grub can just listen back for himself and then come back to the baby facts. Did
Dan have to go wipe a butt too? What happened?
He had to clean his brain.
I hadn't. I didn't catch any of that last conversation.
I told the grossest baby fact, and everyone had to leave.
All right. Okay. This is a question from Delta Hat. What's everyone's first memory of the Giant Bombcast, either as a guest, host, or listener?
I don't know.
I think my first memory is being put onto the Giant Bombcast because I was a fan of the dudes when they were at GameSpot, and then kind of lapsed from that and got really into the One Up Show. And then the One Up Show recommended the Giant Bombcast, and I was like, okay, that's a fun name. Let's check that out. And then it was the dudes from GameSpot. I was like, holy poop, that's where they all are now. And then I just remember being amazed by Brad's very deep voice at the time. It just has gotten progressively deeper since then.
Yes.
Yeah, I was watching a lot of One Up stuff, and then I started getting. But it was in that first year, but I don't remember like any one single moment. But yeah, I remember like it was definitely when like after the arrow pointing down stuff. So it was like Bombcast and Giant Bomb. But I'm trying to remember if there's any single moment. I mean, no, nothing sticks out like that.
I'd been on it several E3s in a row, but my first time hearing it was I got hired and I had to drive from Minnesota to San Francisco, and I was like, I should figure out what this podcast is. It was like E3 had just ended or something, and so I just like downloaded the E3 podcast and just like listened to them on the way out there, and I was like, oh, okay, these guys seem to know video games.
Yeah, I don't really have a specific first memory either. And if I did, it would probably be through like one of the Giant Bomb animated like ones that fans have made that are from like the podcast. So one of those probably.
I guess a distinct one is definitely when Ryan narked on the people at California Game or it's
California Extreme.
California Extreme. Yes. And then he narked on people on his floor that were smoking weed at the time. And he didn't mean to get them in trouble, but he accidentally did. All right. Next question comes from uppercase Triple C. Hey, duders, just wondering when is Armed and Riderous coming around? Mid-October. That is the podcast that Matt Shipman and I do. I need to, maybe I'll ask Jessica to touch up a logo because we are not doing the second season of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. We're doing Kamen Rider, which is, oh boy, that's a fun show. I've almost wasted money because of that show, because of the fun little gadgets. Anyway, next question comes from Edwin J. Davies. Given all the Seinfeld talk last week, what's the most Seinfeld-esque thing that's ever happened to you in real life?
Well, I recently learned that all my coworkers are okay eating out of the trash, so there's that.
Yeah.
You said, what the hell? I'll eat some trash.
What the hell? I'll eat some trash. We quote that one all the time in the house.
Yeah. Yep. I've told this story before, so I'll just do the quick version. I was at a party. I didn't know the name of the soccer team. I was trying to reference someone heard I'd like soccer, so they came up to talk to me about it. So when my brain was failing to like think of the name of, I think it was like Everton, but I was getting them mixed up with Fulham. So I said Fulton. And I could tell they didn't get it, so I was like, and they're like, "Wait, what?" I go, "Fulton!" Like, and I pretended to like cough and sneeze in the middle of it, and then got real. They were like, kind of, "Wait, what is wrong with this guy?" And then I'm like, "Okay, well, I guess I'll just leave," and so I left the party, and that's how I dealt with that situation.
Oh, great.
Yep.
I think this is not just me projecting that I think I'm David Putty, but I think when at
Not
the
afraid
coffee
of germs enough.
I think at the coffee shop, people would just think like, oh, like Jens, he's all put together. But the times where I'd let my hair down and just get a little bit weird, everyone would be like a little freaked out, much like David Putty when he wore the face paint at the hockey game.
Devils. Yeah. Yes. El Diablo.
God, I love that man. I just want to be him, just constantly squinting at things and like looking semi-confused.
Maybe you've seen Emperor's New Groove, right?
Oh, Jess, I've seen Emperor's New Groove.
I just want to check. He's the same character in that.
He's just the same person. Maybe on the flight to New York, I'll just sit there and just stare straight.
Yeah, do it.
And just freak out Tam and Lucy. Oh,
yeah.
I'm going to ask them where they're sitting. I'm just going to make sure I sit next to them.
No headphones in.
No headphones.
Nope, good.
I hope there's a meal and I can order some vegetarian lasagna. Okay. Since we've got all the people, everyone on this Bombcast right now, we all love Fortnite, right, Jess?
Sure.
Okay. All right. So
I played all night last
That's
night.
how a cult works. Right, Jess?
It's been a hot minute. It's been a hot minute since I played. I feel like
Did you buy the Xenomorph?
I didn't buy the Xenomorph. I let it
It's
pass.
still there, I think. You got to get it. It's so good.
Oh, it's still there?
Xenomorph and Ripley. Yes.
Okay.
The Xenomorph is real good.
Okay. We have
When he
time
does the
before
gritty,
meeting.
he opens his mouth at one point and the tiny mouth comes out.
Oh.
That's adorable. That's adorable.
It's really good. I bought a bunch of V-Bucks recently.
I should have just signed up for the pass.
I did that too.
Yeah,
but I'm also buying V-Bucks on top of that.
Oh boy. All right. This question comes from Michael for Bears. Good morning. Good morrow, bombers. What comes to Fortnite first? Conan O'Brien or the Power Rangers?
Power Rangers.
Is Power Rangers an active IP? Like, are people doing stuff with Power Rangers now?
Yes, but it isn't as
Active
popular as it was like in the 90s. It's still going and it's still big with the kids, but it's not like big cultural
I think Conan
zeitgeist.
O'Brien's more likely.
Yeah,
'Cause
Conan's
he's always
game
doing
to do
video game
stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like, you know, they just did some crossover thing with the Tonight Show with Fallon, so they are open to doing like late night comedy type
okay.
stuff. I don't see any like roadblocks in the way of like Conan being in there. Yeah,
When
obviously
can
he
I
could come with
play?
the string dance emote, you know.
Yeah.
When can I play as the masturbating
Yeah.
bear?
Oh my god.
I could see a pack for like late night talk show hosts. Totally.
Right, that would rule.
I need to get a edit Styles version of Letterman where I can be like 1986 Letterman, but I can also turn into like now big white beard Letterman.
Mhm.
I'm not even a big fan of
When
Letterman,
you go
but that'd
Super
be good.
Saiyan, he turns to the
Super
big white
Saiyan,
beard. Yeah.
Yeah.
Super Saiyan Letterman.
Yeah.
Paul Schaefer.
You get all of
He
the
looks
Daily
like
Show
Krillin,
hosts.
yeah.
Oh man, you get Trevor Noah,
Andy
John
Richter.
Oh my god.
Yeah, the late night
this
wars.
is a
It
good
could be a whole
pack.
season.
Yeah. And then Fortnite.
Jay Leno with 14 different types of denim.
Oh my god. And then you get like all these late night
Only
talk
he
show
could drive the
hosts
cars.
hosted in Fortnite instead of a new concert. All right. The emailer also asks some questionable Fortnite ideas, and then we'll just get a good yes or no. Cast of Earth of Girls are easy.
Earth of Girls are easy.
Earth Girls are easy. Yes.
One of the
That
best
version-
movies ever.
Yes.
I only
Jim
know.
Carrey?
Oh,
Jim Carrey's in it, yes.
Jeff.
Right.
Yeah, okay, he's
Okay, I
in
never
it?
saw
Yeah,
that.
that's
He's
right.
one of the aliens.
Okay.
Right.
It's Jeff Goldblum's
Goldblum,
the
Carey,
yeah.
and Marlon Wayans.
I only know of this next
And
movie.
Gina Davis.
That's
Oh
a
my
cast. Wow,
God.
that's a cast.
I think Jeff Goldblum and Dina Davis might have met on that set.
And then did
Okay.
the fly?
I think. I'm not sure of the order. Someone's gonna correct me, but I'm pretty sure they met
How
on
tall
one
is
of those
Gina Davis?
movies.
I thought
and
wasn't
then
Earth
were
Girls
just
with like 1990-ish and
and then they
Fly
were
was
just the
like
hottest couple ever invented.
Were they together?
Yes, they were.
Oh,
like,
wow, I didn't know
I think
that.
they were married briefly. I'm not sure,
Gina
but they were
Davis is
together.
I
6
saw the
feet
fly for
tall.
the first time. Oh, wow.
Oh.
I saw the fly for the first time recently, and it's quite
Ooh,
good.
how'd you like it?
Gross as hell,
Yeah.
but it was
Yeah.
fun.
Is
I
this your
enjoyed it.
is this your
Very
first
good for
Cronenberg movie?
Goldblum. Maybe we saw Crimes of the Future not too long ago. I saw History of Violence and Bonk Loves
Okay.
Eastern Promises. Yeah, so Bonk's seen a lot of Cronenberg, I think. Yeah.
I'm interested in future crimes. Crimes of the future.
It's weird.
I only
I'm
know
interested.
of this next movie or option here because of a podcast. Drop Dead Fred.
Yes.
No,
Saw that
thanks.
in a drive-in movie theater when I was a
Oh
child.
my god.
Yeah,
I say no, but it will
probably
happen.
not.
Probably not. Jerry Seinfeld.
Big no.
No.
We don't need young women to be exposed to him anymore.
yeah.
Right, I don't want to see Jerry Seinfeld chasing around Ariana Grande in Fortnite.
Oh boy, she's
That
a little
be-
too old for him.
That
Yeah.
yeah.
That's true. Yeah.
That being said, I do want to see a George Costanza skin like busting up a building trying to find a health pickup.
Yeah.
I think Costanza and Elaine would work. I think you're not going to see Michael Richards in any video games. I don't know if we're going to see Seinfeld.
You'd probably get like a Banya before you get a Kramer.
Yeah, Banya. Yeah.
yeah.
It's like there's some tertiary characters that could be good in there for sure.
Bryan
Yeah,
Cranston
Newman.
as the dentist.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
yeah. The cast of Cheers. Just give me a Ted,
Ted
Danson
Danson.
pack.
Just Ted Danson. Yeah.
Just like through the years. Like I want to play as his like was he at CSI or Law and Order? CSI.
Ted
Never seen
Danson?
either of those.
CSI. He was not Law and Order, so it had to be CSI.
Yeah.
Ted
He had
Danson?
he had a long run on CSI, Jess.
What about
Really?
Jack Bauer? They should do Jack Bauer in Fortnite.
Oh,
Oh my God, I want Jack Bauer in Fortnite.
That'd be really
that'd be
good.
good.
He is expensive, though. I remember when I did the cover story for Metal Gear Solid
Kiefer.
5, I was really pushing to do a Kiefer interview, and they were like, you are not getting Kiefer. He is way too expensive.
They're like, we can't even get Kiefer.
yeah, we barely got him in the booth.
Reservoir Dogs. Probably not.
little too
be all right with
R-rated.
it.
Like, so here's my question about like Fortnite skins, right? Does it matter like what it's rated, like what the
No.
John Wick's in
movie or
it.
the source is rated?
John
Mm-mm.
Wick's
It's like
in.
yeah, John Wick's in it. Aliens was I think
Definitely an
R.
R.
That's Aria.
But yeah, I was just
No,
like,
they're cool.
how-
It's not like a
how
Lego
adult?
thing where
How adult can,
Yeah,
can a
R-rated.
Fortnite character be? Like
They could be
Ariana Grande's in it.
Reservoir Dogs. Reservoir Dogs could be in there. Yeah.
weird.
I think that they would probably just do like the generic outfits though,
The
and not
Gimp
actually
from,
give
from,
the money.
from Pulp Fiction. Put him in Fortnite.
Maybe. All right.
I guess it's fine.
John McClane. John McClane would be good.
he's in Call of Duty, so maybe.
Yeah.
I'm gonna skip through some of these. Sylvester Stallone.
Yeah,
Yeah, please, yes.
Totally.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm surprised he's not already.
Dolph Lundgren.
100%.
Yes.
Disney princesses. That I don't know.
I don't
Yeah,
think
they're
they'll
probably
let
not going
them.
to give them guns.
Yeah.
There's a lot of Disney properties in the game, but I don't think any are like from the kids' movies. You know,
Like
it's not
this
like here's Mufasa.
Amelie.
Mufasa
I want to see
with a
Amelie
gun.
with a gun.
They're just gonna add a bunch of Vespas to Fortnite for Amelie.
Amelie.
Breaking Bad.
kill you now.
That doesn't seem impossible. If Breaking Bad was currently airing, I think that would raise the.
Yeah, it would have happened already.
Or Better Call Saul.
Oh well, yeah. Better Call Saul was pretty big. Squid Games. I think it's too
I
late.
could
now.
totally see that. That seems like that
I think
would make
I
sense.
think
They're doing a
if-
second
when
season.
when season 2 comes out, then maybe we'll be seeing
Yeah,
that,
and they'll like tie it together. I bet that
The
does
guard
happen.
outfits and stuff like that makes perfect
Yeah.
sense. Yeah.
Twisted Metal
Mini games,
Drivers.
like make a party game version.
Oh,
They'll just make Mario Party in Fortnite.
Okay, I'm listening.
Oh, don't give
Twisted
them
Metal
ideas.
Drivers
Drivers.
wouldn't like they'd need their vehicles, wouldn't they? Like you couldn't have Axel; he can't even get out of that thing.
Oh, that's
That's
true.
true. He is the vehicle. Well, at
He
the
is the
ending, but then he
vehicle.
doesn't have limbs. Yeah.
Yeah,
Sweet Tooth.
We gotta rank
because-
those.
Oh God. I could see Sweet Tooth. I mean, they have the Twisted Metal show coming out, so this could be like another feature type of dealio.
yeah.
Yeah, Samoa Joe's likeness. Be a good way to
Give me-
get Samoa Joe in Fortnite.
Give me any excuse to play Samoa Joe in a video game.
Mm-hmm.
Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 Skaters.
Yeah,
Maybe
Rune
just see Tony
Glifber
Hawk.
just doing a Christ air with the two guns.
Oh,
Yeah.
that'd be
Yeah.
pretty good.
I think Tony.
I don't
Hawk
think you're
can
seeing
get
Bam
in there.
Margera.
No,
Yeah, Tony's probably the
Yeah.
most likely one. Yeah.
Bob
Yeah.
Burnquist,
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Riley Hawk, perhaps.
Elise
Darth
Steiner,
Maul.
is that her name? Yeah.
Darth Maul.
Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Wolverine.
Spider. Yes, these
I guess he's
professional
already in,
skaters.
yeah. So there already are Tony Hawk skaters in there.
Yeah,
There
yeah.
you go. There you go.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. I think we only got one more here, and this is going to be a toughie, y'all. Hi, Bombcast crew. It's Panda. Please don't see my email, but thank you. Don't worry, I wasn't going to. From Northeast Minneapolis, Minnesota.
Oh yeah. I used to live there.
How are
good
all
place.
of you doing today? That's all. Hope the traveling is going great. How's everyone doing?
Never never been better. And Panda,
right.
Yeah.
go to the Vegas Lounge there in Northeast Minneapolis. Tell Frank I said hi and
Vegas.
sing some karaoke.
I'm doing pretty good.
Yeah.
Good, but I have to
I
use
think
the
never been
bathroom
better. I
soon,
think that's right.
it. Yeah.
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 I'm very excited about this week. I'm very excited about this
Yes.
week. I'm
Yeah.
So
high spirits. Been thinking about this for a while. We've been talking about it, planning some stuff out for quite some time now. I can't wait to just see like what it winds up being. And that's kind of the beauty of keeping it pretty loose is I don't think any of us know exactly what this Wednesday is going to look like.
No.
I think it's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, there'll be a lot though, because we're not going to let like lulls happen. It's just going to be we have so much stuff ready to go.
Yeah.
We just don't know exactly
giant
how to
Pelican
roll
case.
it out.
Yes, lots of controllers, lots of
Lulls.
games, lots of ways to play
Yes.
them. Yes.
Also, there's going to be
controllers
9
here.
of us. We're all going to be taking shifts, tagging each other in and out. Or
Yes,
maybe
man.
people just be there the whole damn time.
There won't be
We'll see.
lulls, but there will be lulls.
Hey, there we go.
Hey, that's a
Now we're
tagline.
talking.
Put that on
I'm
a shirt.
fired.
You're rehired, Jess.
Damn it.
Yeah, I don't know. After packing all the gear and then sending it off, I'm like, all right, this is gonna happen now. And then I
Real.
see the invoices and like the tracking numbers. I'm like, all right, it's there. There's.
I feel like once I land, it might feel more real though.
Yeah.
Be like,
I have like it's not necessarily anxiety or like the jitters, but it's just like the excitement kind of kicking in, and also like I'm kind of this is gonna sound really bad, but I'm kind of ready and like I want the stress of like live production. I kind of thrive off of it.
I know what you mean.
You do very well at that.
I
That
just
can be a lot.
need it.
hustle.
I have found that like, being on cam and doing stuff like that has a certain amount of pressure and stress, but there is a added element when it's like, oh, something about the stream is not working. Like that is a different type of stress that I think is so much harder to deal with. And that's the one that you primarily have to deal with. And so you are just a god at doing this stuff. So.
Nonsense. I got y'all for support. Sensei Jason is gonna be there. Can't wait to the production powers. And then I'm just going to on the fly teach Jess how to produce a live stream.
Hell yeah.
That's going to be a whole segment. We're just
I got a headlamp in case we got to get inside some computers. I'm like,
Nice.
let's do this thing. Yeah.
Okay, this is why I am useful to the team, because some E3s when we were setting up, Vinny is taller, Jason is tall. They couldn't get into the small crevices to plug cables in, so they just shoved me into like the little spots. I'm like, you go unplug this and unplug that. And also
You're like a Victorian child.
exactly, I'm like a
Throw him in.
I'm like a turn spit dog. You know the old dogs they used to have to just like run in a turn spit to like
it's like
turn
when
the
Ratchet
rotisserie
can't
chicken.
go through some vents to go do something, but like Clank gets in there. Like, there's a Clank.
There
Boom,
you
boom.
go.
Yeah, there we
you
go.
Clank
Yeah.
right there.
There
Real clanker.
we go. That's right. Ratchet and Jank. I don't really like that one. We'll workshop it. We'll workshop it.
Yeah.
All right, everyone. Thank you, Dan. Thank you, Jess. Thank you, Jeff Grubb. And most importantly, thank you to the folks at home for listening to another episode of the Giant Bombcast. Apologies if this is a little shorter and this isn't going to occupy as much of your time as the Bombcast normally does, but we will be going live tomorrow. Once again, another additional reminder, October 5th. We're going to start on Twitch. .tv/giantbomb. Go ahead and follow us there. We're going to have an obscene amount of different goals. Perhaps people will be cooking things, and I've been explicitly told not to cook stuff in the hotel room, but maybe I can find like a jet boil or something, and maybe I can convince someone to cook a pancake on the sidewalk.
I'll bring some
made
things that are
pancakes in the
edible.
alleys
I've
of
got
New York
jelly beans.
before.
I've got tortilla
Yes.
chips. I've got things that can be eaten. So yes.
Hey,
Oreos, not tortillas. Yeah.
last thing before the outro music plays. Did you know an order of nachos from a restaurant is like 30 tortillas?
The Giant Bombcast is hosted and live produced by Jan Ochoa, with support from Jeff Grubb, Dan Reichert, Jess O'Brien, Lucy James, Tamor Hussein, Jason A. Stryker, Matthew Rory, and me, Jeff Bacalar. Our theme music is provided by Tom Monda. Our logo is designed by Dave Schopenek, and you can find him online with the handle @Dave Saved the Day. Justin Vachon is our sweet little art boy. And thank you so much for listening. Of course, a kiss on the cheek to you at home.